And it's a verdict many in the state have been waiting for. And this morning, we're hearing from one of the jurors who found Raul Valle not guilty of murdering Jimmy McGrath.
NBC Connecticut's Julia Blanc has been following this case. She joins us live outside of Milford Court with more. Good morning, Julia.
Hi, good morning to you both. Yeah, just 2 days ago, Raul Valle walked out of this courthouse here in Milford as a free man. And the foreperson who announced that not guilty verdict says the one thing he will take with him forever is the raw reaction, that raw emotion he saw on Valle's face when those decisions came down, which he feels are the right ones. Now, James Stuhlman, once again, the foreperson for this jury in this trial, spoke with our Jennifer Cuevas, saying jurors put everything they had into deliberations. He says they tried to remove emotions from their decisions as much as possible, and when looking at the facts, they felt the state simply did not prove their case for intentional manslaughter and murder and assault beyond a reasonable doubt. That decision, he says, came quickly.
Within minutes, it was clear that the 11 of us felt not guilty because we thought it was overcharged and the state couldn't possibly prove, because the state has to prove so many elements of a certain case.
Now, Stuhlman says the one juror who felt otherwise came back the next morning with a change of heart. He says there's no question Raul Valle did stab 4 people that May night back in 2022, including 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath, who we know now did not make it. But for the jurors, it was about putting themselves in Valle's shoes at that time as a 16-year-old.
If you can put yourself in that place as what they call a reasonable person, we had to compare what he did to what a reasonable person would do in the same circumstances.
Now, Stuhlman says the fact that 2 witnesses testified against Valle and had immunity for that testimony really didn't play too much of a factor into their deliberations, and neither did the self-defense argument put on by Valle. He says really when it came down to it all for the jurors, it was just about what did state prosecutors prove and what did they not prove. Taylor and Bree.
And Julia, we know this was a partial verdict with jurors not able to come to a decision on the lesser charges.
Did he reveal what the holdup was?
He did. He said, unfortunately, they were not able to reach a verdict on those lesser charges, which were reckless manslaughter and reckless assault in several forms, first and second degree. He says they were 11-1 on those lesser charges, leaning towards guilty, but they could not get that last person to agree with the majority. And it has to be a unanimous decision in order to come to a verdict. So he says the legal process played out as it should have here.
All right, Julia, thank you so much for your reporting throughout the case.